Joe was very energetic, had heaps of energy for the job he was doing. A very difficult job to come into the school with. He was a deputy principal in charge of student welfare, I suppose, or student management. As a coach, that high energy came across. He was highly motivated. He passed that on to the boys. Perhaps the skills he was trying to have the boys do was a little bit out of their league for that time. It meant that these boys were actually learning a lot of good rugby knowledge, picking up a lot of knowledge.
I'd say he lifted the level, the quality of the team substantially more. He rounded the edges. All of a sudden we were passing balls. We knew where to go at the breakdown, and we knew where the breakdown was going to be because we knew what was going to happen after scrum or a line out. Those sort of things that we hadn't done before. Before that was have a scrum and we'll see what happens. A line out, we'll see what happens. When Joe came, okay, we had calls then when the ball was going to the scrum. You'd hear a call, you knew the ball was either going wide or it was going up the centre, you knew it was going to be picked at the 8, so you knew where to go. Now alone was he a good coach, but he was a good player as well.
He came over and he was 24, 25, just a young lad, slight 10. He had played on the wing, and I think a bit of full back is where he had played. He made us all work with the ball all the time, and gradually we got better and better.
And he made everything simple, and yet to us it was groundbreaking. As I said, this idea of us, you go out, your warm-up is kicking the ball and then do 20 laps and a few thousand press-ups, and you might play 5 minutes of a game without your training over. But with Joe, it was ball in hand from start to finish. You did your fitness with the ball. If you needed a kick in the ass, you got it. If you needed to be an arm around the shoulder, you got it. If you needed a little pep talk, you got it. You felt he was a pal as well as a coach, but when he was in control, he was in total control. Like, nobody spoke when he was speaking, nobody messed when he was talking, and he had the floor, and you just listened to what he had to say.
We were on our way to Dubai and stopped over in Bangkok, and he was on a mission to get himself a suit. In fact, I wore this suit today specifically because of that. We went to this place, and he wanted to push it. Said, "Oh, if we get 4 or 5 of us, we can get it pretty cheap. You know, we'll get a lot cheaper." And 3 or 4 of us went in there, and Joseph was last, and all ours came out perfect fit, beautiful, all looking good. And Joseph's came out, and his arms were up to here, and the legs were short, and of course we just cracked up. And that was the first time I've ever seen him a little bit angry, and because of making us laugh, and made it worse for him.
You know, for us as players in the club, you know, he had all these attributes, but it was also the visual aspect to him of this blondie head. So you could spot him a mile away, and he became a figure in the town. People could see him, you know. But he's very focused, you know. Like as I say, like you know, if you know him socially, you know he's a genuine, honest, decent, nice guy. But he's almost like two people. When it comes to game time, there's a game Joe and there's a day Joe, so to speak.
He never forgot a name, so even if he was out with kids or adults or whatever, once he heard your name once, he was able to relate to you, and he'd call you out by name, even little kids, 8-year-olds or whatever. Every year, kind of after that, we were always in kind of top 3 or 4 in Leinster. You know, we were up there then with the youths and all like that. He worked with them, and he wasn't training us, and he was just had a huge influence on this club. Yeah. I think anyone that was ever trained by him never forget him. No, he hasn't changed at all. One of the things about him, he was so down to earth, and he's no different now than he was, whatever it was. No, that's 27 years ago, 6 years, 26 years ago.